Nubian Incognito.
The content of this podcast is explicit and must be used for entertainment purposes. The views and content shared on this podcast does not reflect the brand of Nubian Incognito or its affiliates, and we are not legally responsible for actions taken as a result of listening. We do not own the rights to the music shared on this platform.
Whether you're from Barbados or Cameroon, we have a hat for you. On NubianIncognito.com, we have a mega collection of merchandise for you to rock your culture and country. Go check out our collection today.
Have you dated a Haitian before?
Not really. Yes, but no. I don't count it.
Okay.
I don't count it. It was like we met. It was long distance.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you discouraged from dating Haitians, or you just didn't?
I didn't
really...
I was born in Miami, lived in Miami for about 10 years, raised there. Then we lived in Orlando for about 5 years, and then I graduated high school in Richmond, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was in Richmond, obviously all that moving, you meet new people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So there weren't too many Haitians around all the time either, because you might move to a different location, you don't know the area, you don't know where all the Haitians are, or it just might be that there are not that many Haitians around. So with that, yeah, you're not really gonna find a girl who's gonna be Haitian. The odds of finding a girl who's Haitian and y'all talking is gonna be pretty slim.
Okay.
So, but it just so happened that I was actually at this Jewish.
Whoa.
This Christian. It's like a Christian Jews. So it's like a Jewish retreat.
Not gonna lie, what was you doing at a Jewish retreat?
Yeah. My mom, she likes to call herself a Christian Jew, which is cool.
Were there like black Jews?
Yeah.
I've never met a black Jew before. I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, some black Jews, they don't call themselves black Jews, they call themselves Israelites.
When I was in Europe, I did meet those Israelites. They were like handing out flyers and things like that. So I guess I have met a black Jew.
Yeah.
Because you hear now when people talk about Jewish people, especially like now that, the whole black empowerment movement, you never hear about black Jews.
Right.
People speak of Jews as if they're just white people.
They're not. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than what some people want to admit. But, honestly, that's not up for them to explain. It's for us to tell.
Yeah.
So that's that. But anyway, so, yeah, I'm at this retreat, and there happens to be a Haitian girl. Odd. so odd. And, so we ended up talking for a little bit, talking over the phone. It was cute, but it didn't go anywhere.
Okay. Have you dated people from other countries?
Of course, yeah. So, Africa, I love Africa. Africa's home, So, my wife, she's African.
What country?
Cameroon.
Okay, shout out to Cameroon.
Shout out to Cameroon. I love Cameroon, And Cameroon's beautiful, too. Never been, but I'm planning on going next year.
Okay.
Also planning on going to Haiti next year, too. But, yeah,
how has that been, mixing cultures and stuff like that since you're married to someone from Cameroon?
Smooth.
Okay.
It's been smooth because Caribbean, I think the people who have the hardest time adapting to stuff is black people, like straight up African Americans. Like people here in America, I think they have the hardest time.
They do.
Adjusting.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Or understanding. Which is why I've created this platform so they can understand more.
Yeah.
Because even when I travel, there's an interview that we're going to post later, and it was in Jamaica, and I interviewed a tour guide in Jamaica, and she said African Americans are the most difficult people to deal with.
Yeah.
She said that a lot of them are very ignorant.
Yes.
A lot of them are very rude, and a lot of them are not willing to embrace the cultures, even when they're in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's your culture.
Yeah.
That's the other part. It's like, this is you.
Yeah.
That's the part that is probably, but let me also clear that up to say that's not all black African American people. That's not all of them, but I do come across that a lot where it's like, you have people who, they just, but you know what? I also give credit to the history of being a black African American. The history of being a black African American is a very, very unique one, and it's one that not everybody can understand. So I will give definitely an acknowledgement of that.
Right.
But going back to my wife, being Caribbean, African, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the same house. Like you know, we all...
There's so much similarities between African and Caribbean cultures.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. So it's smooth. Like, it's like, oh.
Is she a French-speaking Cameroon?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, so that's even more better because you're from Haiti and that you have that French side. That's cute.
Yeah, I thought she was French when I first met her. But before I met her, I was messing with a girl. She was from Mali. And she was cool, too. She was cool, but she was a little crazy. You know, I started...
Shout out to my West African ladies.
Yeah, you know, West Africa.
We get a bad rep for being crazy.
Yeah. So, that's in the past. We'll leave it there. But no, my wife, like when we started dating, I actually thought she was French because I wasn't used to meeting an African who like...
It was Francophone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Francophone. This is for us French-speaking country.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually like, so for this episode, our playlist is inspired by you. So we're going to have Haitian music, Cameroonian music, and it's French-based. So we're going to have like a lot of French-speaking artists.
Lit.
Yeah, so the playlist is Sak Pasé. It's going to be on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube.
So shout out to you. So yeah, damn, what were we saying?
We're just talking about you guys mixing cultures and how you were dating and how that went.
Yeah, I thought she was French at first because of the whole French-African thing. But then I learned, and I actually like that part because I was trying to run away from Africa.
You said run away?
Yeah, I was like, enough is enough. But ironically, you know, she kept saying Cameroon, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. That's what's up, France, Cameroon, France, yeah. And she was like, no, you're not hearing me. That's Africa. I was like, oh, damn.
Wait, so you thought Cameroon was in Europe?
I did, yeah, bro. Like my geographical knowledge is poor. Like I didn't realize. No, I'm kidding. But you know, I'm just saying. Like,
you know, honestly, like I said, that's why we created this platform because a lot of people legit don't know. Literally, just don't have a clue.
That's true.
Especially if you grow up in America. Like America has branded itself as a country that is the best.
Yeah, and
you can survive without knowing anything about anyone that's not from America.
Right.
So...
yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, it's all good. You know now. You know where Cameroon is now.
I do. I sure do.
That's cool, though. That's cool, though. I love seeing, like, people mix cultures, especially with dating and things like that.
Would you like your brand to have an ad right here on this podcast? Purchase an ad on our podcast today for $50. You don't want to miss an opportunity to get your brand in front of our global audience.
I guess we're going to move into our next segment because you are an artist.
Yes.
So explain how you developed as an artist. Like what made you decide to be an artist?
What made me want to be an artist?
And you're a musician because apparently there's a difference. So you're a musician.
Well, no. Yes and no.
Okay.
Like I would say artist is correct.
Thank you.
Artist is correct. Yeah, because an artist can be an artist of anything.
Yeah.
You know, so that does sum up
creating art.
Yes.
And music is a form of art.
Yes. So,
I literally had a debate with a rapper. He's like, no, I'm a musician because an artist is like someone who paints. I'm like,
he was probably African American, wasn't he?
He was actually African. No. And I was just looking at him like, okay, do you want me to put your song on the podcast or not? I was just trying to figure out what you do. But
no. Like, yes, yeah. We be trying so hard to be right for no reason, and we gotta stop that. It's okay. If we don't know, we don't know. If we think it's cool, we can.
And honestly, everyone has different definitions and stuff. I mean, there's denotation and connotation.
Right. Right. Exactly. Potato.
Exactly.
I think that's what we just said.
Still gonna slap.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah. I'm an artist. How did I get into my artistry? I decided. But first, before I decided, I was amused. I was amused. So actually, before I wanted to get into music, I was 17 years old. From 14 to like 17, I was actually on the road to becoming a game developer, a game designer. Like I want to make video games because I grew up on video games and anime, and I was part of the book club, and I was part of the chess club in high school.
The chess club?
Yes. I also did sports. I did football. I tried basketball. It didn't work out.
Any of your football friends try to play you for being on the chess club?
So I moved around a lot.
Okay. So I was about to say, I ain't never met a football player on the chess club.
Yeah, and actually, when I think about it, at that particular school, I was actually on the football team and in the chess club. I'm sorry. Wasn't in the chess club. I was in the anime club.
Oh, okay.
So I was in the book club. I was in the book club. Shout out to Pompano Beach. I was at the book club, the anime club, and I was in football. So I was doing all three. Yeah.
Big ups.
And it was fun.
That's good.
That was like at 16 years old. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be a game developer. So at what point did the pivot happen?
So the pivot happened, like I was like, this is going from, so imagine 16, I'm in Pompano, like end of 16 to 17, my last senior year, I'm in Richmond, Virginia. So my last high school year, I was in Richmond, Virginia. And through me being there, somewhere in there, well, I'd been in Richmond back and forth, but I definitely had my last year in Virginia. And I had a friend, he was a neighbor, and he was rapping. He had a little studio. And this is like real beginner stuff. He had a little interface, a microphone. He had a little program, but what was really interesting was that in his closet, he took paper eggshells and put them on the wall for the acoustics. You know what I mean? So, yeah, shout out to him. He's dope. You know, he still does music. We all still do music. Yeah, like that's where it started. And he was dope. He was really good at what he did. And I was like, man, that's pretty dope, man. You're my neighbor. You're my new friend.
You're my new friend.
Yeah. You know, I'm Haitian, so I'm simple. I'm not scared to be cool with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other people, they don't know how to say hi to each other.
Yeah.
Like, y'all doing too much. So, he's my friend. He's cool. You know what I mean? He realized me. I'm different. He's like, you different. Like, yeah, you talk like everybody, but you a little different, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? But we were cool with each other. So I would just be hanging out with him. It was dope. So then one day he's like, yo, you should get on the mic. His name, can I say this?
Is he like an artist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, bro. So he's like, yo, man. He had a deep voice. He's like, yeah, man, even deeper than mine. But I'm still gonna try. Yeah, man, you should get on the mic. Get on the mic, bro. And I'm like, all right. And back then I was a lot more rough. I was really, I was a hoodlum. You know what I mean? I was really rough around the edges. Coming from Miami to Orlando to Richmond, and I ain't talking about I'm not talking like I was in like the nice places. I was in the hoods. So like I was in North Miami. You know what I'm saying? I was in West Side Orlando. I was over there, freaking Silver Cove. Anyway, yeah. So, and even in Richmond, I was in Highland Park, 3rd Avenue, 26, 25 3rd Avenue. That was my house.
You just give us your address.
I don't live there no more. So it's safe. It's safe. But I do. But the details of that experience are so vivid because it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like it was the experiences were, they were something else. Anyway, but by the time I'm in my high school year, you know what I'm saying? We were like in like an apartment, and it was like a nice area. We were in Henrico by the time I was in my senior year. So he's like, yeah, get on the mic. I said, cool, all right. I do it. I like it. I actually like it. I'm like, yo, I sucked, but I like the feeling. I like the feeling of expressing myself because I'd never done it. I really made video games. Like I was learning C++. I was like learning about the engines that are used. I was paying attention to companies like Ubisoft, Bungie, or EA and the Unreal engines, and I was paying attention to all that stuff. I was really like, at 14, 14 to like 16, you have nothing to do as a kid. So if you want to learn something, you can learn it.
Yeah.
You know? I started my musical career at 17. Like, nothing else before that. I started it at 17. In short, because I talk very long. Yeah, that's where it started.
Okay. So you live in Charlotte now, and explain how the current Charlotte music scene is.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp. No, I was kidding.
Nah, it is hard out here, which is why like people like the Baby are such a huge success story, because we haven't really had that many people make it out of Charlotte.
Yeah, that's true. And I give a lot of credit to him for making Charlotte a better place for music. Him and his entire camp have made Charlotte a more, like, there's more of a spotlight on the Carolinas, you know? And because of that, you know, it just gives us more opportunity.
So when you say a better place, like what have they done from your Charlotte artist perspective? Like what are some legitimate things that the Baby and his camp have done to improve the music scene?
Just the very fact of them stepping out and going other places in the name of their city, and in the name of the Carolinas, makes people interested to see what else is in Charlotte or what else is in the Carolinas.
Right.
That in itself has been very life-changing to the environment, you know, especially in like a dying, where I believe we're going through like a rebirth.
We are, which is why we have that rebirth playlist, you guys. Yep, and it focuses on North Carolina artists for sure, and Southern rap, because I am seeing that rebirth. Because I mean, we kind of had a buzz in the '90s and it died off. Yeah, and now the Carolinas are coming back.
Yeah, and we've lost some venues. We're losing venues. We've lost venues, and at the same time, new, more innovative events and venues have arrived. You know what I mean? So that's why I see the rebirth. Like, I remember certain things that I really liked about Charlotte. One thing I liked about Charlotte as well, that's always been good in the music scene, is the poetry. The poetry aspect tied to the jazz gospel and the hip hop and neo soul of Charlotte is, to me, unmatched. Like, I feel like it's the most genuine experience of musical poetry you could ever experience. You know, because it's just something about. I think it's something in the water. You know, it's different. And coming from Miami to here, Charlotte has something special, and it always has. But then I've also come to appreciate and respect the Carolinas itself, because I've seen so many different artists right here in the Carolinas that, to me, are unmatched. Talent-wise, like, they're just personality-wise unmatched.
What are some artists that you think are unmatched?
Sammy Does It.
Okay.
That's an artist. He's in Charlotte. There's a Shad Palage. He's like a lyrical artist, man. Like, and these are like people, like, they're not facades, or they're not like gimmicks. They're like, they really talk who they are. They speak.
And I believe that's why a lot of people really like love the Baby, because like you literally listen to his rap song and Google him and see that he did what he said that he was talking about.
Right. Right. He's not a gimmick. You know what I mean? Even though, like, to me, some of it, you might, if you didn't know him, like, I think now he's not a gimmick at all. Yeah. Nothing to play with at all. Yeah. I think in the past, because people believed that they could interpret it how they wanted, they would try and throw the whole gimmick thing on it. You know what I mean? But now he's made that very clear. It's not a gimmick. Yeah. You know, this is who I am. Right. This is what I'm about. Accept it or not. Right. It is what it is. Yeah. And that's the most lovable part about his whole drive and, you know, charisma and all that stuff. Is that part that, for me, even, I like that part. Where it's like, he's like, yo, I'm here. Yeah.
Or he'll say, I don't follow girls on social media. You go and he doesn't. Or he'll say, like, I will shoot you if you do this. And you Google him and he will. Yeah. So
I mean, which I think, I believe that's what you should do. Like, anyway, you know.
I think that happens, especially in rap, when everyone's trying to have this gangster persona. Like you know, like a rapper, you listen to his music. He's talking about shooting people. I'm like, your mom is a lawyer. Like you're not. You live in Mallard Creek. You're not a gangster.
Yeah.
Like shut
Why
the fuck
do you want
up.
to shoot people?
Like you're not even about that. Like talk about what you've been through or something else. But like you're not a gangster. Like you don't sell drugs. And if you do, you're not like a drug dealer. Like you just give people weed in little bags. Like you're not like about
you're
this
not a
life.
drug lord. Yeah, you're not a drug lord. You don't have a penthouse.
Yeah.
You didn't buy your car cash.
Your mom bought it for you. But that's one thing I definitely like that you pointed out, like that authentic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sammy does it. What are some other?
Chastity Ellis.
Okay.
She's a wonderful singer.
Okay.
Like,
Chastity Ellis.
Oh man, real R&B, but it's like of this era. It's refreshing. It's familiar, but it's new. Like, it's amazing. But also, if we're talking about like, to me, great acts, good acts, like really great acts, I can't wait for Cut Man 100 Grand to like show people what he's about. I believe like Cut Man 100 Grand is probably, in my opinion, he's probably one of the best male artists in the Carolinas.
Wow.
Just like and we're talking about like people. Like you see like how you got the baby, and the baby is, he is who he is. Cut Man is who he is. You know what I mean? And that's like one of the most appealing parts about him. But his music. Once you hear it, it's over. It's a wrap. Like once you hear his music, he just talks about his life. So yeah, shout out to him.
What are some like DJs or producers in Charlotte or the Carolinas that you think would help a rising artist get to where they need to be?
DJ Dynamite, DJ Trap, DJ Fields, Simon Something, DJ No Limit. And I'm just like throwing out a bunch of different genres, by the way. DJ No Limit is like Afrobeat. Simon Something and Fields are, definitely more like, our hip hop.
Yeah. Shout out DJ Kato and DJ Atomics.
Still Will.
SBK.
DJ Fannie Mae.
Are there any producers or record labels or any like in the Carolinas or Charlotte that you wanna?
I like number one. I like South Coast Music Group.
Okay.
Because I think they are the Carolina version of Quality Control.
Okay.
I believe that they're definitely on that brink. They're definitely on their rise. I do believe that. Okay. I think it's going to happen regardless.
Okay.
Aside from that, I don't know.
Okay. It's all good.
As far as labels.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Producer-wise, shout out to my friends. I got 20 on my beat. That's my friend.
Okay.
We're homies.
I got 20 on my beat.
Yeah.
He did Walker's Texas Ranger.
Yeah, Walker's Texas Ranger. He did XXL. He did Double D's from Summer Vegas. He produced a lot of music, not just for them, but like for
other rappers.
Rappers that they go hard. Shout out to one of my bros, T-Rone. He does hip hop too, but he does R&B. He does R&B so well. He's Trinidadian.
Shout out to Trinidad.
I don't know if I said that right. Trinidadian.
I think I did. I think that's
Trinidad.
how you say it.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a homie, and he does amazing work, and he does a really good job.
And if you're from Trinidad, we have a hat for you. It's called Soca on NubianIncognito.com. We also have your Haitian one, Sak Pasé.
Sak Pasé. I don't know. Yeah, I want to wear all the hats. I do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can. Yeah. It's really not just for people from that country. Honestly, it's for everybody. Yeah.
I want to push that agenda. The agenda of being black means that you are black and of the world. Like you are like there's a world of black people. It's not just like where you're at, man. Right. Like you should feel. I'm gonna feel your country just as much as I feel my country because you know what I'm saying. We on the same
on the same wavelength.
Exactly.
That's dope. Okay, so what are some problems right now in the Charlotte music scene? Collaborations.
I think more. I mean, I'm not saying like it's not happening, but I mean, I'm encouraging it to keep happening. Collaborations. I talk with a few different artists, that because aside from me being an artist, within that I might do engineering. Within that I might be producing a record. I might be writing a song or something like that. Whatever it is. And through that, I talk with a lot of different artists or producers within that area, within that field. And one of the things that we talk about, a lot of people say in different areas, they'll say, man, I just want to grow, and I want more. I want people to know more about what I got going on. I want more attention, and I want to expand. And I say, well, and I practice what I preach on that. I did a whole album of collabs. I tell people to collaborate. Don't be afraid to collaborate, because collaborating is what is going to help you learn. Because you might learn something from someone else because they do it different.
Right. Or it's just that cross exposure to.
Yeah, that too.
Sharing your network with people.
Right. But that'll never happen if you never collab.
So you feel like developing artists here in the Carolinas don't collaborate enough?
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say they should collaborate more.
Okay. What are some other issues?
Other issues. I think the collaboration thing is a big issue.
Okay.
Are
there enough platforms for them?
That's a good one. No, there isn't.
Okay.
I got another shout out. Right here in Charlotte, there's the Mini B series. You know what I mean? Which is new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's about creating a platform.
Okay.
And pun intended, platform. There's another event called The Platform.
Yep, every Tuesday.
Shout out to Maintain.
Every second Tuesday of the month.
Yes.
At 321 Lounge.
Shout out to Maintain. That's my guy. And he's doing a wonderful thing. He's putting people in a room with others that more than artists or producers or managers might, or even social or even media people, more than they realize. It's not that often in Charlotte for us to get together, because there's not that many places that are facilitating that.
Right.
So the fact that Maintain has put the platform in place and it's been working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
For Charlotte and the Carolinas.
I agree. Okay. Do you have any advice for any artists in the Carolinas trying to make it out here?
Keep going.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Okay.
All you gotta do is just keep going, man. It could, because when you stop, it's over. I know I'm speaking very broadly, but that's something that you can apply on anything specifically.
Right.
Keep going.
Right.
Whatever you're trying to do, don't stop. Do not give up.
Be on your Diddy shit.
Yeah. Be on your Diddy shit.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Nubian Incognito podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast channel for more fire episodes. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Nubian Incognito. If you have any responses or questions to anything you've heard on the show, at us and use the hashtag Nubian Incognito. Check out our website at nubianincognito.com for our fire global collection of jewelry and hats.
All right, so we're going to move into our next section of our podcast, and this is the hashtag Nubian Incognito puts you on. So we are doing our part in giving a platform to artists. So we're going to play a song.
Yes.
This is Uche Malik.
Yeah.
From his EP that released in October, Uchenna.
Yeah.
We're going to play a song, and you're going to tell us what you think. Follow Uche Malik. That's UCHEMALIK on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, and check him out. He's Nigerian.
Yes.
He's Igbo Nigerian. He's out of Boston.
What's the difference?
So Nigeria has a whole bunch of different tribes.
Okay.
And they are, I wouldn't call them tribalistic, but they take their tribe stuff seriously there. Okay. So he's Igbo. Igbo and Yoruba are really two popular tribes. Okay. And then that also trickles down to the language that people speak. Yeah.
Is that something like in Cameroon? I know they have Bassa, but
let's see.
They have Bassa and another one that are I don't know.
Yeah, so Bassa, and they're also known as Bantu.
Yes.
Yeah. It's an ethnic group. So it's a tribe. Okay. And then the Bantu language. It's similar to having
Igbo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Uche
Malik. So we're gonna play the song.
I'm following him.
Please do. Y'all follow him, please do. So we're gonna play the song Lifeline.
Uchenna. Yeah. Come back to me, my lover. Come back to me, my queen. And I could be your lover, or I could be your king. Come back to me, my lover. Come back to me, my queen. And I could be your lover, or you could be my queen. Yeah. Do, yeah. Back him. Do. Baby girl, make I just do you. Baby girl, make I chat to you. Yeah. What's your name? What's your game? It be like say you dey use juju. I'm only chatting while you so fine. I wanna spend time with you. It be like say you dey sweet like wine. I wanna take time on you. You're my lifeline. You keep me out when times get low. Stay bright in the nighttime. Illuminate my life when I see no more. Cause baby girl, you're my lifeline. Make it last for a lifetime. Like a star, you always shine. Say you're my lifeline. Come back to me, my lover. Come back to me, my queen. And I could be your lover, or I could be your king. Come back to me, my lover. Come back to me, my queen. And I could be your lover, or you could be my queen. Hey, little mama, what's the play? You know, say I coach for this team now. You wanna flourish up and get paid. Stay 10 toes all year round. Chief food, cherry, MMA. Find your mind, what you say now? I just wanna change your last name. Straight from the village, I don't play around. I ain't the clown, you're my lifeline. You keep me out when time get low. Stay bright in the nighttime. Illuminate my life when I see no more. Cause baby girl, you're my lifeline. Make it last for a lifetime. Like a star, you always shine. Say you're my lifeline. My love, my queen, your love, and I'm your king. My lover, my queen, your lover, and I'm your Come back to me, my lover. Come back to me, my queen, and I could be your lover, or I could be your king. Come back to me, my lover. Come back to me, my queen, and I could be your lover, or you could be my queen. I've been searching for your shade. I've been looking for your grace. I go fight the world for your kiss. Switching my speeds for your lane. I've been searching for your shade. I've been looking for your grace. I go fight the world for your kiss. Switching my speeds for your
Nubian Incognito believes that music brings black people of all cultures together. Follow us at Nubian Incognito on Apple Music, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Remember, Nubian Incognito puts you on. We have curated playlists with black music from artists all over the world.
That was awesome.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, follow Uche Malik on Instagram at Uche Malik. Download his music. It's a really dope EP. It's called Uchenna, spelled Uchenna. If you are an artist and you want your music on our podcast or on our platform, DM us on Instagram or email us at nubianincognito@gmail, and we'll get you put on our Nubian Incognito Put You On segment. Nice. So I think you gave your last words. My last words is to make sure you follow us, check out our website, check out our products. Follow us, and thank you. Tune in again. We out.
Whoop. Sak Pasé, Mabule.
Were you born on a Saturday or named Abidayo? We have a bracelet for you. Check out the Nubian Incognito store today at www.nubianincognito.com.
Nubian Incognito.